Most NEMT operators are leaving thousands of dollars on the table every single month. Money that's sitting right there in denied claims that could be overturned with a simple appeal process. Here's the reality. When a broker denies a claim, 65% of operators just write it off. They mark it as a loss and move on. But here's what most don't realize. A huge chunk of those denials are reversible. We're talking about clerical errors, timing issues, documentation problems that can be fixed. The industry collectively abandons $6.9 billion in recoverable revenue every year because operators think appeals are too complicated or not worth the time. Here's what we're going to cover: the three-step appeal process that turns denied claims back into paid revenue, and why most operators never even try it. First step, categorize your denials before you do anything else. Not every denial is worth appealing, but you can't know which ones are unless you sort them first. You've got 4 buckets: documentation errors, missing signatures, wrong member ID numbers, incomplete trip notes. These are easy wins. Timing issues, trips submitted after the broker's deadline, or pre-authorizations that expired by a day or two. Also fixable. Medical necessity disputes. The broker says the trip wasn't medically required. These are harder but still winnable if you have the right documentation. And finally, system errors, duplicate submissions, wrong rates applied, trips that got lost in the broker's upload process. Most operators see a denial and assume it's final. But documentation and timing issues make up about 70% of all denials, and they have overturn rates above 80% if you appeal within 30 days. That's not gambling, that's paperwork. Second step, build your appeal package the right way. This isn't about writing angry letters to your broker contact. Every broker has a formal appeal process, and they actually want to pay legitimate claims. Unpaid claims create administrative headaches for them too. Your appeal package needs 3 things: the original trip documentation with any missing pieces filled in, a cover letter that states exactly what was wrong with the initial submission and how you fixed it, and proof that the trip was medically necessary and properly authorized. Here's the key: don't argue with the denial reason, fix it. If they say you're missing a signature, get the signature. If they say the pre-auth expired, show them the renewal. If they say the trip wasn't medically necessary, attach the physician order and the member's care plan. One operator in the Southeast told us they were writing off about $4,000 a month in denied claims. Once they started appealing systematically, they recovered $2,800 of it. That's almost $34,000 a year that was already theirs. They just had to ask for it properly. Third step, track your appeal, success rates by denial type, and broker. This is where most operators miss the bigger picture. Appeals aren't just about getting individual claims paid. They're about identifying patterns that prevent future denials. If MTM keeps denying your claims for missing pre-auths, that's a workflow problem, not a billing problem. Fix your pre-auth tracking process, and you stop getting those denials in the first place. If CTS consistently denies claims submitted more than 14 days after service, adjust your billing timeline to submit within 10 days. Keep a simple spreadsheet: denial reason, broker, appeal submitted date, outcome, and recovery amount. After 3 months, you'll see exactly which brokers deny what and which appeals are worth your time. Most operators who start appealing systematically recover between 15 and 30% of their total denied claims. On a 50-vehicle fleet doing $30,000 in monthly billing, that's $4,500 to $9,000 in found revenue every month. Here's proof this works. We tracked appeal outcomes across 43 NEMT operators for 6 months. The operators who implemented systematic appeals recovered an average of 26% of their previously denied claims. The ones who kept ignoring denials left an average of $8,400 per month on the table. The difference wasn't the size of the operation or the brokers they worked with. It was the discipline to categorize, appeal, and track systematically instead of just writing off denials as the cost of doing business. If you're running NEMT and you're not appealing denied claims, you're essentially giving your brokers an interest-free loan every month. Subscribe for more operational workflows that actually put money back in your pocket. Next week, we're covering the pre-authorization tracking system that prevents 90% of medical necessity denials before they happen.